Oh, Maisgueuh says he thinks his PB is actually about 30 minutes, so... Oh, okay, they're off now. So again, no series station. They're just gonna start right on the planet Zebes. So, for those that don't know, Mini Boss RTA is kind of a new category, in a sense. It's kind of been getting a little more popular lately. But essentially what the runners are going to do is they're just going to take out every single mini boss in the game, and that's it. Their timer will stop once they see the drops for the final mini boss. And it didn't look like Stump has Moonfall or Moonwalk enabled, so you can't do Moonfalls, but Maisgueuh actually has Moonwalk and gained a little bit of a lead on Stump doing that Moonfall down the climb. So what I'm probably going to be expecting for these two guys is they'll probably take the Varia route, which is in both routes you first go to, you get your early supers like you would in pretty much every category. Then you go over to Spore Spawn, defeat him, pick up his super pack, and then you just go straight to Kraid in order to get Varia suit. And once you have Varia suit, you can go into Norfair to pick up a couple items, and then you go take care of Crocomire, pick up the grappling beam, go take out GT, and then you have everything you need to go do some Sulis Meridia and take out Botwoon for the final boss. And like always, our runners will have to take out Bomb Terizo, who is the first mini-boss, in order to pick up their bombs. So both runners doing a right side wall jump climb here. Looks like neither of them having too much difficulty with it. Maisgueuh still with a little bit of a lead over Stump. Alright, Maisgueuh having a little bit cleaner of a parlor. He's going to reach Bomb Terizo first, picking up his bombs. In this fight, it's pretty simple. All you need to do is just stand in a spot, and you can kind of force Bomb Terizo to stay in the corner, which is a tactic we'll see a little bit later with the Golden Terizo. You'll see both the runners, they're kind of standing on that one spot on the tile, and it just keeps Bomb Terizo right in the corner. Fortunately, both the runners coming out with full ammo. It's kind of important to have full ammo, or at least close to it at this point, because they're going to be opening up a red door pretty soon to get their early supers, so they'll need all their missiles. Oh, nice D-boost from Goo into the door. So you'll see some runners, they decide to just run through these pirates and take the damage, but like Stump is showing us right now, you can actually kill them with missiles and then pick up some more missile drops later to open the door. And although that's a little bit slower, it does prevent them from losing any health, which makes the chance of a missile drop much greater leading up to Spore Spawn. And you'll see, just like Maisgueuh did, Stump is going to farm a couple of these Zeelas here in order to refill his missiles. Yep, he's up to 5. So supers are a very valuable resource in this category. Ideally, you don't want to pick up Charge Beam, although you'll probably see a lot in these races just for safety. It can help prevent soft locks or just make some parts of the game a little easier. But I would think these guys are going to pick up 3, maybe 4 super packs. Probably 3 though. So we have our first divergence from some more traditional categories. Instead of going down, picking up Charge Beam and the missiles, and moving on to the rest of Brinstar, they're going to go up and take out Spore Spawn. Now the Spore Spawn fight, it can be a little bit tricky. You can get a 2-round on this fight by, in the first round you want to shoot 2 super missiles into Spore Spawn once he opens up, and then in the second round you just need 1 missile and 1 super. Let's see if Maisgueuh, I think, yeah, it looks like one of his supers got ate by Spore Spawn. Let's see if Stump can do it. Oh, he couldn't quite get enough height to get up there, so he didn't get any supers off. So you see Maisgueuh, he's going to have to go for an extra round to compensate for that missed super. It would look like Stump also shot one into the Spore Spawn shell. But Maisgueuh's done with the fight now. That was a good recovery. But you can see it's very tricky because once you shoot Spore Spawn, he starts to close. And so the first super shot is pretty easy to get in there, but as he's closing, it's pretty easy to either just miss or hit the top or bottom of his shell. Usually for Super Metroid, when we put RTA on the end of something, it just means it's like a partial category that doesn't go and defeat all the bosses and then like do the escape sequence and all that. In the case for these mini boss categories, the timer stops when you see the drops of the last mini boss you have to kill. And see, Maisgueuh is picking up his Charge Beam, and like I said, it's not required for this category, but it can make things a little bit safer. Now Stump is done with his Spore Spawn fight, so he'll be picking up his next super pack, and maybe we'll see Charge Beam from him. And now Maisgueuh, he's going to be heading into Red Tower, so we'll see for sure what route he plans on doing. And he is going to go down to Kraid. Usually when their timers change color, it means they have some splits up. So for most people, when it turns red, it means they're behind on their splits then. Another safety you could do for this run is you could pick up Spacer Beam. You can use charge shots on some of the bosses to make them easier when you have charge and spacer, but it can also help for Suitless Meridia for freezing stuff quickly. And it looks like Stump's picking up Charge Beam as well, so shouldn't need to worry about these guys soft locking anywhere, specifically Batwoon. Okay, yeah, so Stump's going to be going down too. We'll see if he decides to pick up Spacer. Meanwhile, Maisgueuh is heading into Kraid now. See, Maisgueuh, he was going for the 4 super method quick kill, and with charge beam it just makes it so much easier, so I can totally respect him getting charge beam even just for that alone. That's the method I like to use as well. And it does look like Stump is going to be picking up Spacer. That was a good recovery for Maisgueuh after missing his quick kill. Okay, Maisgueuh, he has got his Barrier suit now, which means he can traverse any heated area he wants without taking damage. And he will be heading out of Kraid's lair as Stump is just now entering, going to pick up his Barrier suit. And Maisgueuh coming to pick up the Kraid tank now. It is not really a necessary tank. There's some other ones you can pick up along the way, but for safety, he might be going with 4 tanks for this run. You do need to do a lava dive, which if you mess up once or twice can result in a death. So you can't blame him for wanting to be a little safe here. And I think Stump was also going for the charge shot for super method there, but unfortunately, like Maisgueuh, he didn't quite get the timing right. So Kraid is going to prom. And fortunately with that charge beam, he doesn't have to rely on getting any missile drops, so you can just shoot some charge shots into Kraid. Okay, now Kraid is down for Stump. Oh, he had some nice drops. He's going to pick up his Various suit, while Maisgueuh just picked up his high jump boots, which is a very comfortable item to have. It makes so many areas just easier to traverse, and it also makes the lava dive much easier, which is an essential trick to this run. And on Maisgueuh's screen, this is one of those E-tanks I was talking about that's just kind of right along the way and doesn't cost any time to grab, really, compared to the Kraid tank. I'll see Stump going for that safety tank as well. Alright, Maisgueuh will be in Bubble Mountain shortly here, and it's pretty much how you would do it in any percent, except he's not going to want to pick up Wave Beam here. The only item he really needs is Speed Booster. Obviously it speeds you up a little bit, but it also can let you get out of the GT's room pretty quickly by doing a Shine Spark from the Screw Attack room. So for those reasons, you want to pick up Speed Booster when you do this run. And Stump picking up Ice Beam now. I think I remember him doing this in another run. You don't need to get Ice Beam now. You will need it for Steelless Meridia at the end of the run. So you could pick it up once you're done with Crocomire and GT, but Stump just wants to get it now, maybe for comfort. Alright, now Stump, he's gonna be picking up his high jump boots, and then he'll be ready to go tackle Bubble Mountain, while Maisgueuh just made his way out, and now he's gonna be heading over to Croc. So since he did not pick up Wave Beam, he's gonna have to do a missile gate glitch to open that blue gate, and he manages it after a couple tries. Alright, now we're on to Crocomire, so get those Croc Z's and Cheaty Mires out. Maisgueuh has a lot of ammo for this fight, so I don't think he'll need any charge shots. Once Croc opens his mouth, you can usually fire off a couple of ballistics in there. Oh, looks like he's just gonna do charge shots. That's fine too. Neither of them are really slower than the other. I think optimally you want to use ammo, but as you can see, it didn't take him too long. And he's also going to be grabbing this E-Tank. This one, you have to wait for Croc's death animation anyway, so it's not really out of the way at all. Although you do take some acid damage on the way back. You see Stump is in Bubble Mountain now, picking up his speed booster, and then he will be good to go to Crocomire. Ooh, a nice spark from Maisgueuh going into that door. Behind this red door here is actually going to be our runner's first power bomb pack, which we will need to get into Lower Norfair, as well as to break the tube going into Meridia. Okay, now Maisgueuh picking up Grappling Beam, which is a very, very useful item in this run. The most important use is in Meridia. It makes the suitless section just so much faster. But it also is... Oh, is he gonna get it? Oh, he almost had the best mock ball in the game. But anyways, you can also use Grapple Beam in the GT fight in order to farm supers. Because you won't have enough supers to do it with max ammo, but you can stand in place and farm supers and therefore keep GT tucked into the corner. Now Maisgueuh is going to be taking a safety save, not a bad call. We've seen Lava Dive take many runs this tournament so far. And we got Stump over at Crocomire now. Looks like he's having zero issues. Ooh, getting a little bit of bad luck with the swipe, but not too bad. Look at that grapple beam already paying off. Oh, Stump is going for his spike suit. I respect the attempt. Alright, now pay attention to Maisgueuh's screen. He's going in for the lava dive. So let's see how he handles this. He's going to go for a roll-in. Unmorphs under that Namahi flame. Times his jumps very carefully. Very nicely done. And now I would think he's going to save. Yeah, he's going to save. The next kind of Well, I guess there's more difficult tricks, but another difficult trick he's going to have to do is a green gate glitch. And we saw him do a gate glitch earlier on the blue gate with missiles, but this is a green gate, which is going to require super missiles, and he only has 7 of them. And with no really good place to get super missiles down here, it's a reset if he doesn't get it within 7 tries. Their vetoes were dab for stump and 100% for Maisgueuh. Alright, let's see how Maisgueuh does this. Oh, one more. Oh my god, he gets on the last one. Wow. Nicely done. You see, to refill some of his supers, he laid a power bomb to take out those rippers. That was a good call. And he's going to be using the energy refill there just to be safe. GT does quite a bit of damage to Samus, especially with only the various suit, so not a bad call by Maisgueuh. And you'll see Screw Attack is there, while very tempting. It really is not necessary at this point. All they really have left after this fight is the Sulis Meridia section where you can't even use Screw Attack, really. So they're not going to pick it up. And you'll see Maisgueuh had a nice wall jump to get up to that Super Missile pack, which is going to help him out with this fight. Now, I didn't catch if Stump saved, but he does have 4 energy tanks, so even if he, misses the last wall jump once or twice, he'll probably still have enough time to do the lava dive. And I don't suspect he'll have too many issues with it. He's pretty experienced with it. Looks like he's going to go for a roll in as well. Very nicely done by Stump. Now he has 10 super missiles, which is a lot of attempts at that glitch, but I still think it's a pretty smart move to do a safety save here, because on a bad day it can take like 20 tries to get through that gate. Alright, Maisgueuh. Looks like he took a bit of damage in that fight, but he managed to take out GT okay. Now, hopefully we'll see him do a Shine Spark. Yep, he's doing a short charge here. So he'll be able to just spark straight up through all these breakable blocks. And he'll be on his way to Meridia now. And Stump with the 4th try green gate glitch. Nicely done. And he's not even going to bother farming up supers, he's just going to go right into the fight. Well, after an energy refill, he'll go right into the fight. Now what Maisgueuh is going to be doing is, it's kind of interesting. You don't really see this anywhere else, even in like randomizers. He's going to be exiting Lower Norfair from the way he came by doing a reverse lava dive. You only need, I want to say it's around like 150 energy for this, depending how you do it. So as long as he doesn't get hit by a Namahe flame, he should be across pretty easily. And you'll see Stump. Now I know why he didn't want to farm those supers, because he's just using some charged ice spacer shots on GT. And sometimes GT can troll you with the super drop, so not a bad idea to use charge shots here. Alright, we see Maisgueuh here farming up. The quickest way to take out Batwoon is going to be using supers. And also a lot of things in Meridia do a lot of damage, especially with only the Varia suit, so filling up to full energy here and getting full supers, it's a pretty safe bet. Now we see Stump is finished up with his GT fight. He charges up a spark. And one thing to keep in mind is Stump already has ice, where Maisgueuh did not pick it up on his first way through Norfair. So he's going to pick that up before heading over to Meridia, where Stump can just run right past it. So at this point, Maisgueuh, he still has a bit of a lead over Stump, but the suitless section is no joke in this category. So we could see quite a bit of variance in these guys' performance there. Oh no, Stump. Unfortunately, got caught in that lava just a bit too long. He was almost out of there. Unfortunately, takes a death. And his last save was before doing the green gate glitch, so he's going to have to go and fight GT again. Alright, well, watch Maisgueuh on the right side here. He's going to go for the quick Meridia entry. He's going to be breaking that tube and jumping. Before the tube is broken, he had his normal physics, but after the tube was broken, he is now in water physics. But the game was still keeping his speed that he had before the tube broke, which allowed him to do that super jump up into Meridia. And unfortunately, he could not freeze that fish above him in time in order to land on it, so he's just going to have to do the standard Main Street climb now, where you shoot a super up against that wall to knock the crab down and freeze it in midair. He did that very well. Alright, now Stump doing his GT fight again. It looks like, yeah, he's going to dump these supers right now. And then I would suspect he's just going to keep going with his charge shots. And this fish right here on Maisgueuh's screen is a pain. It is just barely low enough for Samus to ledge grab onto. Yeah, it looks like he had it there, but he accidentally fell off. This fish is so mean. Just so mean. Yeah, he needs to freeze the fish a little bit more to the left so he doesn't get caught in that little crevice. He should have it this time. Yeah, he's got it. Nicely done. Hopefully he freezes this crab in time. Yep, he does. If you don't freeze that crab and he gets past you, you have to wait for the other crab that we saw while Maisgueuh is still trying to climb up the fish. Oh, you'll see Maisgueuh, he was trying to grapple his way through, but unfortunately missed a couple of the blocks and has to grapple off one of these guys, which I don't remember their name. Ooh, he's incorporating some underwater grapple jumps in there too. strange glitch that kind of just lets you jump infinitely out of a grapple jump. Alright, Stump is coming up to his reverse lava dive again. He has enough energy for this. Nicely done by Stump. Pow amps, that's what they are. So we're going to see Maisgueuh utilizing this grapple trick again. Basically what you need to do is have some upward momentum out of a grapple jump, and then you just need to go into morph, unmorph, and jump, and you just kind of keep repeating those inputs. And for whatever reason, the game thinks you're in the ground and lets you keep jumping. And now the final trick of the run coming up on Maisgueuh's screen. He does not have a gravity and speed booster, so he can't break through the speed blocks in this room. So what he's going to do is bring this Metroid over here, freeze it in just the right spot where he can stand on top of it and clip through those crumble blocks. And now Maisgueuh's final mini-boss, Batwoon, famous for having one of the worst hitboxes in the game. You need 10 supers to take out Batwoon. I think he might be 300 damage away. I think he needed one more super. There's probably one more shot after this one. Yep, okay. So now the drops are down for Maisgueuh, and he has finished with an official SRL time of 32:32. So GG to Maisgueuh. He will be the winner of this match. And meanwhile, Stump, he is now starting his Suitless Meridia. Looks like he didn't get the quick tube entry. So he's going to be doing the same thing Maisgueuh did and freezing that crab in midair and then jumping on that fish. Ooh, Stump's got to be a little careful here. Like I said, these enemies do a lot of damage without gravity suit. And fortunately for Stump, he does have Spacer, which means he needs less shots to freeze these enemies. Ooh, not quite. Careful, Stump. Nice. Clean down grab to get up on that fish. I'll be interested to see what Stump does here because his health is very low. So he might want to go over to a farming spot in the aqueduct. Or he might just save his game and just go for it. Oh, it looks like he had the same problem as Maisgueuh and couldn't quite get those grapple blocks. So he's going to swing off one of these POW amps to get back up. Maybe do some grapple jumps. Ooh. Bonked that grapple block there, but manages to catch himself. Oh, he just missed that block. It's kind of funny. It's a lot easier to use the grappling beam without gravity suit when you're underwater. Everything just moves so much slower. Oh yeah, it looks like Stump is trying to do some grapple jumps there. Yeah. Look. Yeah, he's gonna want to do those blocks over there. Ooh. He's having bad luck with those grapple blocks. Keeps bonking his head on them. Alright, should just need one more swing over. Oh, never mind. There's another block there. Alright, let's see what Stump does. Yeah, he's gonna go for his save here. So I'm kind of thinking he's just gonna farm the Metroids on the way into Batoon and just go for it. Using a power bomb here to destroy these yards so they don't get in his way. They also pack a punch. Ooh, we tried to get that health drop, but it disappeared right before he picked it up. There's those infinite grapple jumps. If you're watching Maisgueuh, he just did the trick he was trying to do earlier. But now Stump is moving on to his ice clip and then Batoon. These Metroids do... Oh no, he killed that one. Those Metroids do a lot of damage once they're attached. And so when you're at this low of health, you'll want to freeze that one that you want to clip and kind of get into position. Oh. Yep, that's exactly what I was talking about. That was like 50 damage. Oh no, like 45. So yeah, he is one... Well, yeah, even with a drop, he's going to be one hit from death with Batoon. He's going to take this drop. So, I don't think he has enough ammo to do a lot of damage here in this first round. But once you get Batoon below a certain threshold, he won't do the spitting attack that he just did, and he'll just kind of swim around the screen and you can just sit in the corner and not worry about dying. So Stump may have to do a little bit of dodging here. He's doing good so far. We may be past the spinning phase. I think Stump's good now. Yeah, I would say so. And Batoon is down for Stump. There are the drops. And he has finished with an official SRL time of 39:30. GG to Stump. That was an unfortunate death he had to take earlier, but still a strong run, regardless. So once again, congrats to Maisgueuh on his victory here. GG to both of these guys. Make sure you follow these runners. That is Stump, Dotio, and Maisgueuh. Both of them phenomenal Super Metroid runners. And we'll be seeing a bit more from them this tournament. So as I mentioned earlier, this is the last... Oh no, it's not the last day, it's Saturday, isn't it? Well, the last 2 days of round 4 here. Let me take a look at the schedule. I know we have quite a few matches today. Okay, we got quite a few. So at 5 p.m. Eastern, we're going to have Fruit Bad Salad versus Ponk. At 6 p.m. Eastern, Woody versus Helio Dixie. And at 7, Poplars versus Gameaholic. Then at 8:30, we have 2 matches. Freya's Spirit versus In No Rush. And Blue Plasma Spark versus Rumble Mints. And then to top off the night at 9 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be having Feral versus J-Ro. So make sure you stick around for those matches. Those should all be pretty nice matches. And then we'll have a few more on Sunday to finish off round 4 here. But yeah, I think that's about it for now. Again, GG to the runners. Make sure you throw them a follow if you want to see some more Super Metroid. Yeah. So we'll see you next mission.